Hi girls and boys, welcome back. Today is Monday, May the 4th, 2020. Let's review what you're going to need for today's lessons. Play-Doh and a piece of paper or a paper plate. I decided I'm going to use my whiteboard today. If you have a whiteboard, you could use that also. You also need your nameplate, where that's what we always use to write our names first thing. So pull out your nameplate and a marker or a pencil if you're using pencil and paper. And if you still have your egg shakers from last week, I'm going to be doing some shaking too. So let's get started. First of all, let's get our name tags. I know many of you are getting so good at this. I've talked to some of your parents and they're saying they don't need a guide anymore. They're doing really great. And that really warms my heart. That lets me know you're working so hard and you're trying your best and you're really getting ready for kindergarten. So that's one thing that would be really nice, is if you could take away your guide and just start writing it without a guide. Just a piece of paper with a line on it, and see if you can write your first name. And if your first name is pretty easy for you, try your first and last. Here's my name, Miss Meow. Let's see yours. Like that. You're doing very well. I see some of you do have your last name, or at least the first initial of your last name. That's a great place to start. I know Maddox, last time I talked to you, you were spelling your first name and you were spelling my name. I was amazed. I was really, really pleased with that. All right, we're going to work on the letter A today. And the reason we're doing that is because this week we're going to be studying air and air travel. That means planes and helicopters and balloons. I think it'll be pretty fun. So let's work on capital A and lowercase a. Here we go. Write that on a piece of paper, or you could do it on a whiteboard, on a paper plate. That's what we've used so far. And then we're going to roll up our Play-Doh and put it over the letters. A is for lots of good words that we already know. Can I have a volunteer? How about you, Tanner? Can you tell me a good A word? Alligator. Alligator. How about an A with a long sound, Brantley? Like ape. Ape. That's a perfect one. I like that a lot. How about you, Josie? Something you like to eat? Apricot. I thought you were going to say apple. That's a good one. Apricot. Some people say apricot. That's the way our language is here. We sometimes say things a little bit differently, don't we, depending upon where we're from or how our parents talk or our grandparents. Oh, I already have my capital A. Do you have your capital A yet? There's my capital A. Let's work on the lowercase. We have uppercase, lowercase. Capital A, lowercase. Sometimes words have more than one meaning, just like uppercase and capital. That's the same thing. That's what this is, uppercase or capital. Now I'm going to make the lowercase A. I think I'm going to use all my Play-Doh for this. I wrote the letters pretty big today, didn't I? Blaze. How's yours looking? Can I have you think of an A word? Something that starts with A, maybe a person's name. Albert. I was not thinking of that one. That's a good one. So we have uppercase A, lowercase a. Nice work. Let's go ahead and put your Play-Doh away and erase your letters. A is for apple. A is for Amazing. That's a good one. How about you, Hunter? A is for art. One of my favorite activities, art. How about something else we might eat that starts with an A? Apple pie. Not just apple, it's apple pie. I like that one, Tegan. It's very good. Let's go ahead and look at our calendar here. It's the month of May. It's the last month of the school year, May. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days into the month. Let's pull our shakers out and we're going to shake to 4. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was way easy. I think you could go higher. How about if we go all the way to 20? Are you ready? Put your video on pause if you need some time to get your shakers. All right, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very, very nice. Justin, is that right that you would like to count all the way to 20 again, but not use shakers? This is called a number line. It's a line of numbers, and it goes up, up, up. It goes higher and higher and higher. The green ones are called even numbers, the 2, 4, 6, 8. And then the white ones are called odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If you're at home and it's rainy and you want to come up with an activity to do, coming up with a number line is really great. It'll help you with adding and subtracting in the future. Let's go ahead and start with counting to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We went all the way to 20. And you can keep going on. I know some of you can count all the way to 100, which is amazing. So keep up the good work. We're going to sing our ABC song. Are we ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, B, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Very good. I can hear you over here. Now we have days of the week. Let's get started. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. Days of the week. Now let's look at what day it is today. It starts with that sound. What letter is that? Let me call on somebody. Maddox. Monday. What's that sound? Jack, I hear you saying M. And you are right. And Maddox is right. And Hunter is right. And Aria is right. All of you have those thinking caps on. Let's give our brains a kiss. Go. You did a great job. I think some of you could actually tell me every letter of the first letter of every word. You want to try that? Let's start with Tanner. What letter is that? Sunday. S. Very good. And we already heard from Maddox. Monday is How about Tuesday? Tegan, your name starts with that same sound. What letter is it? T. Very good. How about you, Hayden? Wednesday. What letter is that? Wednesday is W, just like wagon. This is another T sound. Thursday. Thursday. What do you think, Justin? Yeah, it has a TH. T is the first letter. Very good. How about Friday? Josie, can you help me? Friday begins with F. Very good. How about, who haven't we heard from yet? I think most of you have already answered something. How about everyone together? Saturday. What's the S sound? S. Very good. Saturday. Just like snake. Saturday. Let's do our months of the year. Ready? Now, while you're home this summer, I want you to really practice on your date of birth. You need to know that before you get to kindergarten. That's a really good thing to know exactly the date, the month, and the year you were born. That's called your date of birth. You'll be using that for many forms for years to come. They'll ask you, what was your date of birth, or what's your date of birth? And you need to know what that is. So work on that. Let's go ahead and start our months of the year. Ready? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Then we turn around. One more time. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Then we turn around. Very good. For some of the things I think would be really useful for us to look at and discuss when it comes to air, we have a book about wind and also a one about mega book aircraft. I think you're going to love this one. This one came from the library at school, and next year you'll be able to go to the library and check books out that you really like. And I think these types of books are really, really fun because they show you all kinds of pictures and how something has progressed and changed over years, and this is no exception to that. It definitely is a fun book to look through. We'll be looking through that in a few minutes. So here we go. Wind. The title is just one word. It says Wind. It's by Susan Canizares and Betsy Cheeson. When the wind blows, can you tell by the trees they're bending over? You can see there's wind, and wind is powerful air going in a certain direction. So there's lots of wind here. You can see it just from the picture. And if you paint, and you paint things leaning to one side or the other, that shows that there's wind. I want you to try to blow with your mouth and see if you can make air go in one direction. Try that. See how it's blowing past my hand? It's blowing through my fingers. Air goes everywhere. Even though you can't see it, there are ways to tell that it's moving. And we'll be talking about that this week. Leaves fall. Seeds scatter. It's a great picture. Boats sail. So you can tell from the shape of the sail where the wind is. The wind is in the back pushing it forward. Kites fly. Do you have a kite? I love kites. Waves roll. Trees bend. Again, we can see a tree moving, and from the movement of the tree, you can tell which direction the wind's coming from. Tumbleweeds tumble. You think that's why they're called tumbleweeds? sand ripples. That almost reminds me of a field when it's been plowed, but that's sand. Windmills spin. I'm going to be showing you a propeller later this week too, and how it rotates with wind. Balloons float. That's our field trip on Friday. We have a special activity on Friday. I think you're going to enjoy that, about hot air balloons. And flags wave. Many times people will go outside and say, I can't tell which direction the wind is blowing. So they'll look at a flag, and the flag changes direction depending upon where the wind's coming from. We're going to do a few name cards right now. We're going to review spelling. First person up, her name starts with a T. Tegan. Let's spell her name. T-E-A-G-A-N. Tegan. Let's count letters now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good work. Next person, his name starts with a T. Do you know who it is? Tanner. Let's spell Tanner's name. T-A-N-N-E-R. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good work. Next student, his name begins with an H. We have a few H's in our room, don't we? Let's see if you can tell who this is. Hunter. Let's say the letters. H-U-N-T-E-R. How many letters are there in Hunter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice work. Next student, name starts with an H. Not Hunter. I hear you. It's Hayden. H-A-Y-D-E-N. Let's count letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're getting so fast at this. We first started, it took a while. Now I have 3-letter words, and I'm going to see if I can ask for a volunteer. How about you, Jack? Can you tell me what this is a picture of? It's a picture of the sun. Let's sound it out. Sun. Sun. S-U-N. Sun. See if we're right. S-U-N. Brantley, what do you call this? It's a bag. Good. B-ag. B-B-A-A-G. G. G. Let's see if we're right. B-A-G. Bag. Jack, you're next. B-ed. B-ed. B-E-E-D. D. See if we're right. B-E-D. Very nice. I'm going to have Josie tell me what you know about this. Yep, it's called an airplane. Very good. Who might be on an airplane? Lots of people might be on an airplane. Why would you ever be on an airplane? Let's see. Justin? Maybe if you wanted to visit somebody who lived in another state or really far away. How about you, Tanner? That would be fun to take a plane to go see some type of sporting event, some kind of fun activity you wanted to do. Some people actually take their families all the way to Florida to go to Disney. Disney's closed now. Can you believe it? Tegan, what do you think? You think it'd be fun just to be on a plane? Just to ride on it? It is. How many of you have been on an airplane before? Hayden, do I see your hand up? I think we've talked about your travels. I think you go places. How about you, Isaac? Would you like to be on a plane? Where would you like to go? All the way there? You can go all the way to other countries in a plane. Did you know that? I have a niece who lives in Australia, and she had to take a plane. So if I ever visit her in Australia, I would be on a very, very big plane, and it would take a long time to get there, but it would be worth it. So here we have a book. It's called Mega Book of Aircraft. So it means it's a big book, and it's all about aircraft. And these are different kinds of planes over time. What I like about this picture is it shows you the inside of the plane and different parts. Here we have where individuals would sit. It's the seating area. Here we have the wings. Here we have the tail. We have storage area. Where's the pilot like to be, Maddox? Does the pilot hang out here in the front or way in the back? You're right, it's in the front of the plane. The pilot can be a man or a woman. They fly the plane. And a co-pilot is a second pilot who's on the plane just to help out, and they can take over if the first pilot needs help. It's good to have two pilots on a plane. Have any of you ever heard of the Wright brothers? The Wright brothers are quite famous when it comes to air travel because they tried and tried and tried until finally the plane did get off the ground. It caught flight. And here's a famous photograph because this is the first time an airplane like this has ever been off the ground. And someone was out there taking the picture. They're brothers, Orville and Wilbur. Orville was in the plane and Wilbur's right here next to it, running right next to it. So this is one of my favorite pictures because it shows history. Thank goodness the camera was invented before this so that we could have a picture of it to show exactly what it was like. Here is an amazing picture. It's a person. That's truly a person standing there with wings. And then this person tries to fly from a high hill, and it worked for a little bit. That's pretty dangerous. You don't see people doing that now, but that was before they had airplanes. People were trying their best to figure out how to fly. And these are kinds of planes that you're used to seeing now. These are pretty common looking. And this is a biplane where it has two wings here and an area in between. And then the cockpit is kind of in the center. It's called a biplane. And here we have planes that can travel really long distances. And this is a famous woman who used to fly, one of the first females named Amelia Earhart. So women have been flying for a very, very long time. Airplanes are sometimes used by the military when there are wars. You've probably heard of the Air Force. That's a branch of the government. And they specialize in air travel by planes. Here we have some more. These are really fast. They're actually called jets. J-E-T, jet. And this is the type of plane we saw earlier that can transport hundreds and hundreds of people. Boeing is on the outside. That's the name of one of the companies that makes planes, Boeing. Here are some jets. The Concorde is the world's only supersonic passenger aircraft. It was developed by British and French engineers. So airplanes are not just invented by people in America. They're invented by people all over the world. We've talked about these quite a bit. Can you tell me what that's called, Isaac? What kind of vehicle? It has a propeller on the very top. It is called a helicopter, and it lifts from the ground. It goes up, and then it goes over. Very different than just an airplane. Airplanes have wheels. A helicopter does not. And these I find really fascinating. This is called the Hindenburg. It was called an airship. You don't see airships now. But these were massive, really huge inside. And here we have a hot air balloon. We'll be talking more about those. And that's a neat hot air balloon. It's not shaped like a traditional balloon. This is shaped like a motorcycle. But if you look closely, it is a hot air balloon. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, they have balloon races and a whole week of displays with balloons, and I have a feeling that's where that was. They have really neat hot air balloons. And these are gliders. This one is actually a hang glider where there's a person right there hanging from the glider. And then they can steer which direction they want it to go. Would you be willing to be in a glider? What do you think, Aria? Would you take flight, jump off a high hill, and glide through the air? I don't know if I would. I think there was a time when I would have, but I don't know if I would now. Do you remember how we studied the beluga whale? This airplane is called the Beluga Airbus because it looks a lot like a beluga whale. Yeah, some of you remember that. I'm sure Hayden, you remember the beluga, the big white one. How about you, Joes? You remember the beluga whale? That sure looks like one, doesn't it? So that was fun to look through that book. I'm going to show you something I have that I'm going to fill up with air and see if you know what might happen to it. It's a balloon. Any idea what's going to happen when I put air from my lungs into here? What's going to happen to the balloon? Brantley, I heard you laughing. You were wondering if I was going to be able to do this. Makes me lightheaded, but I'm willing to do it for all of you. Here we go. It's filled up with air. Any idea what will happen if I let go of it? What will the air make the balloon do? Will it fall to the ground? Or will it go up in the air? Will it go sideways? Our science activity this Friday, we're going to be using some balloons. So if you don't have any balloons at your house, you might want to look around your house or see if you can get a balloon by Friday, because we're going to be using some balloons and string and different things for our experiment. So here we go. It went to the ceiling and fell back down. It went up, didn't it? But then eventually it fell back down. It didn't fall back down until all the air was out of it. Thanks for joining me today. I had a great time, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.